Why?
Welcome. It may not be Black History Month, but it's still do rag Vince. Welcome everybody. Welcome to Bros at Ringside.
You
Woo!
forgot to say WrestleMania bros at ringside.
Oh
Because
well, WrestleMania, bro. Yeah, we're WrestleMania week now, right? Yeah, WrestleMania Bros at Ringside. Oh shit, here we go.
Everybody stop. Point to the sign.
yeah.
Uh,
Yeah, literally everything is being so last year, what was it? You had Backlash. They did WrestleMania Backlash.
It's the reason why I'm wearing this shirt. There's multiple reasons why I'm wearing this shirt, but there's two reasons why. There's
What's
two
that?
reasons. One, Kofi Mania and Kofi winning the WWE Championship, and two, Big E, and he'll probably never wrestle again.
Yeah.
And I don't think we really talked about that at all.
I don't think anybody wants to talk about the reality that he might be done. God bless him for being alive, keeping a good spirit. But my God, I don't think he does either. He's carrying a lot of weight to be messing around like that.
Yeah. So was Mocap.
Mm-hmm.
Like that could have so far that's I've seen two neck injuries in WWE so far. One could have been is one's neck injury is completely just done with his career at this point, right? He'll probably be a manager or something, right? He can't even power lift at this point, I don't think.
He looked in pretty good shape though. He's already walking.
Yeah.
So, the fact that he's doing that is tremendous. I don't know what this means for him taking bumps long term, but there was a time where we thought Edge and Daniel Bryan were done too.
Right, but they
took constant bumps to the neck. So
yeah, well, Edge's neck injury was from Brodus Clay.
Yeah,
because there's actual video of that shit. And Daniel Bryan's neck is just over time, right? It's
Right.
just been over time. And so is Paige's neck has been over time as well. But
people came at Paige. Did you see that?
Huh?
People were coming at Paige, and she thought that was a little unfair, which it was.
What'd she say? Hold on.
Their post. Someone was talking about how Big E is out now, and then you have Daniel Bryan and Edge who work towards rehabilitating themselves so they can get back into wrestling, and that she's just lazy because she doesn't want to do it herself.
Oh right, yeah. Was that a tweet? Did somebody?
Yeah,
tweet
that was a tweet, and
Yeah,
she was like, "How dare you call me lazy when people are different? Like people's bodies heal differently. So
Did she take?
I'll take my time."
Did she take it down, or because I want to see that tweet? I want to see that tweet. I don't think she took it down. Did she? You know how
Not
they
sure.
are. You know how they are. They probably take it down right away.
So what is she even doing now?
She
was backstage for a while.
She's talking. Oh shit. Yeah. Response.
You found it? I don't know what she's doing. I know she was doing some backstage stuff for a bit. Then she was doing the backstage show, and then after that, I mean, I guess nothing for the most part, unless she's still on Divas, or did they do away with that show?
I don't even know.
Divas is not sure if Divas. I stopped watching Divas, but I haven't watched Divas in a minute. I'm looking for the asking.
She says it's wild that some people are like, "Well, Edge and Bryan are came back, so you're just lazy." I'm inspired by them. I'm not lazy. My neck needs to recover. We are all built different. Sorry, fam.
Share screen that shit. Let's see that shit.
She's spot on there. You know what? I'll be honest with you. Everything she's done, even when the sex tape came out, everything about the way she's handled herself and handled the media has been tremendous. She knows how to shut people down on Twitter from saying stupid shit without coming across as whiny and reactive. I'm a huge fan of hers, and I'm probably even a bigger fan now. Shut these people up. How you dare tell me what my neck can do?
Yeah. Oh yeah, wild thing is that some people are like Edge and Bryan. Yeah.
See, look, she's still using the at real page WWE, so she must still be on contract somewhere. I just don't know what she's doing.
Yeah, and it's weird though. You know what it is? They won't let her wrestle neither.
Yeah.
She
She's probably still recovering. She's probably still hasn't gotten, the clearance yet. So that's perfectly fine. I didn't even expect for Edge to come back, especially after he became such a, a big, TV actor and whatnot.
Yeah.
I figured, you know what, that's probably gonna be better money than anything else.
Yeah, I mean, with Edge being one of, did he die in Flash as Adam? I think he did. No, no, I think he was just from a different universe. But anyway,
Yeah, he was
uh,
in a different universe.
okay, so he didn't die, so he's in the Flash universe, but he's canon, basically. Um, yeah, I mean the neck injuries, like, oh man, like they saying like Biggie was all in good spirits, but at the same time, it's like he can't take no bumps. He can't take no bumps. Like Edge, it took him what, 9 years?
For 9 years, but
Daniel
multiple
Bryan,
surgeries too.
Daniel Bryan was what, 7, 6?
But they've had surgeries for their stuff. He didn't have no surgeries.
Not yet. He like, and they're saying Biggie doesn't need surgery.
Yeah, because it wasn't like it was serious, but not serious to the point where he needed surgery.
They
But
say his neck muscles, the fact that he's got such strong neck muscles, it's
Hmm.
the only reason he's not in a wheelchair.
Yeah,
yeah, but they saying he doesn't need surgery, but they're also saying that he can't wrestle again. So what is it?
he's very fragile right now. So obviously, that's something that he can't just get back into wrestling after a few
Oh,
months.
of course, it's a
He's
neck
gonna
injury.
definitely have to take some time off, and then they'll have to take a look at it again to see if it's okay. I mean, most likely it's gonna be a no because where he fractured is pretty bad.
Yeah, it was it was apparently the vertebrae. Like if it was like apparently some inches to the left or something like that, he would have been paralyzed.
Yeah,
Like,
if he would, if the fracture would have went somewhere to the left, he would have been paralyzed. If the fracture would have went to the right like an inch, he would have died on the spot.
died. Yeah, yeah. They said that it was a scary. It's a scary. I can't even watch it. Right, like the mocap thing was even hard for me to watch. Watching Big E,
that
no, bro,
that
because the
was
way,
just ridiculous.
nah, like so here's a little backstory. So when I was younger, I did backyard wrestling, right? And we're probably gonna go into this too. When we did backyard wrestling, right? I got put into the Razor's Edge because everybody loved Razor Ramon. And if you go and the arm is split, right? So I went straight down on my neck, right? And all I heard was pop.
Ah,
Dead.
And
sorry.
and so I couldn't, my neck was like this. Like I couldn't move my neck up like this. I couldn't have it straight. I had to be like this, like this the whole time. I couldn't go like that. So I had to get a neck brace. I was in a neck brace for 8 months, 9 months, something like that, or something like that. Like I was in a neck brace for a while, and then I didn't do backyard wrestling for a minute, like until it was in my teens, because it healed up properly. And so seeing neck injuries scares the shit out of me always, because it always brings me back to that moment. That it wasn't a point where I thought I could die, but I thought I could break my neck. But at some point, it came to my mind like, shit, I could have died, right?
Could have died. You could have spent numb from the neck down.
Right.
So the fact that you said I didn't do backyard wrestling for a minute, and back to but you did it again in your teens. What were you thinking, brother?
Well, I did it the right way when I came to my teens because I was a
The
lot.
right way. Good. You had a good sports trainer and a
Yeah,
contract and
yeah.
a lawyer. Yeah.
Well, I did go into well, meaning like I didn't let nobody put me no razor's edge. So
Okay,
Um,
yeah, but I mean, you could slip on a wet spot on the mat and crack your head on a
Yeah,
turnbuckle.
yeah,
yeah,
it's too many
yeah.
variables, and I give it up to them because of course they always put up the "don't try this at home" and things like that, and people are still dumb enough to do it. But these are people's lives that are they're putting their lives on the line. They train for this on a constant basis, so for something like that to happen is definitely scary. And hopefully hopefully he does return. If he can't, then you know what, at the end of the day he can't. But he's definitely great on microphone, so he will still serve a purpose there for many years to come, regardless of the fact. So
I mean, we've had Big E for a long time, and I'm happy that he got to live his dream and become the only thing he became the number one guy or the second number one guy, right? I wish he became the guy, right? I wish he got pushed as much as Roman, right? Because he was in WWE way before Roman, way before he like Big E's John Cena's era, right? He's
Well, when he started, he was doing the bodyguard thing.
yeah, he was Dolph Ziggler's bodyguard
Right.
with AJ Lee, right? So he's from the era of John Cena, CM Punk. He's been around that long time, right?
Do
I
you
wish
think he would have ever gotten that push, though? Think about it. The New Day is still so over. Have you ever seen a tag team, much less a three-man team,
you're right,
Freebird style, get
especially
that
black.
over for this long?
Yes,
Yeah, I mean, you said it. And absolutely right. Do you really think after all those years of comedy, and throwing pancakes into the crowd and dumping cereal into his mouth, that suddenly I was going to take him seriously? That's a massive character overhaul, and it
yeah,
would have taken them removing him from the New Day to do it.
and they
yeah,
You
did,
know,
they did.
they didn't though. He was still
they did.
in
Yeah,
there.
they didn't do it correctly.
No, they did.
Because if they were ever able to do something like that, they would have had to break up New Day entirely, and that's a
Yeah.
cash cow. They're not going to do that. And if they even decided to do that, Big E would have had to had the most hellacious heel turn of all time.
Yep. He would have had
Yeah,
to turn on Xavier or something and shove that trombone up
yeah.
his
I
ass.
and I think if they did go that route, right? I think they could have been good. I think it would have been. I think it would have been a better challenge for Roman, right? Not to mention them being there all the time, right? Not having these part timers there, right? It would have been somebody that Roman can actually go back to back with on an everyday, on an every week basis, right? And not have a part timer thing. But that's neither here or there anymore. So
Well, I mean, can he play the Xavier Woods role as well as Xavier did? Xavier obviously was the least athletic of the three. Don't get me wrong, man can still go. I like
yeah,
watching him wrestle, and I'm glad he's getting to wrestle more, but he's very fragile. And he's got a career outside of this, as you guys well know, in gaming and
w-
everything. He's got such a name for himself. I don't think he can put that at risk. Is it time for the New Day to break up, give Kofi one more singles push, and maybe they'll come back for a Hall of Fame induction?
now if they're unifying the belts,
Wow. I don't know.
if
I,
they
I,
unify, if they unifying the belts, there's no way Kofi's getting a title.
I didn't
Period.
say a title. I said a push. I
Yeah,
think you could put
Eh,
him in a U.S. title push. I think maybe they reintroduce with all these things. If they're going to unify one belt, maybe you bring back a cruiserweight championship or something along those lines. I'd like to see Kofi with some gold again, but I hate that their hand was forced. But maybe it's time for the New Day to go away for a bit and come
mm,
back heroically if and when Big E can get back in that ring. I
yeah,
don't think he's done. The one thing I have to disagree with both of you on is I think he's got more wrestling in him. It's just going to be very different than what he
yeah. It's
does.
gonna be difficult.
Yeah.
Yeah,
so he's gonna be a
for sure.
mouthpiece.
He'll be a mouthpiece. I think he can take some bumps onto his back. He can do flatbacks. I don't think he's going to be doing diving out of the ring anymore. No belly to bellies anymore. And I should mention while I'm mentioning belly to belly before I forget, hat tip to Ridge Holland, handled himself like a professional, was there at Big E's side. These guys know the game. They know that this isn't ballet. They know
Yeah,
what business they're
he
in,
went.
and
Yep, for
Yep,
they
sure.
respected each other.
he went to go see him the next day.
Yeah, and Big E forgave him immediately.
Yeah,
So this is the game we're in, guys.
yeah.
You can't get mad.
I think that's the biggest thing too. With Biggie, it's so sad too. Ugh.
You see a guy like Droz. I don't think Droz was 1/10 the wrestler that Big E is, but
No.
it doesn't make it any less tragic.
And
Guy went out there to entertain people.
back in the day, it was a lot worse. So
Yeah,
D'Lo went to go see him the next fucking day too.
ruined D'Lo's career as far as I'm concerned.
Oh, it did. Oh, it
Yeah.
did. D'Lo's like, I remember going to, I forgot what, Big Apple Con, right? Back in 2000, I want to say 2010, 2000, no, 2014, 2013, something like that. And I saw him there, right? He was there with Farouk, Godfather. There's a couple of wrestlers that were there, but I saw him, right? And he just looked sad. Like much respect to the man, right? But he looked sad. Like the wrestling business did him dirty. And because you know of the whole draws thing.
I hate to think it would define his career. He had some good in-ring moments. He was really good when he went elsewhere and started booking matches. He's got a good head for the game, but he's always going to be the guy that crippled draws.
Mm-hmm.
It's
They
just
don't
sad.
even talk about his title reign either. They never talk about it. It was a good run. It was a good run, like between The Rock.
What title was it?
I think it was
Intercontinental.
I think it was IC champion. It was a
Wait,
good
wasn't what European?
Yeah, I think it was European title.
Yeah, the European title. Jesus.
But you know what's weird? Back in the day, the European title actually meant something, right? It actually they actually fought over it. It wasn't like bullshit matches for a fucking title now. Europeans, like there's certain titles that back in the day that I wish they still kept prominent and still, what's the word I'm looking for? Made it as serious as it needs to be. This is why the IC title doesn't feels like trash now, and Vince doesn't even care about the IC title anymore. And
he never did. He always put it on.
No.
Like he had his guys. The IC title was always the wrestler's title.
Yeah.
To them, I mean, think about the guys who held that: Mr. Perfect, Jake the Snake Roberts, Ricky Steamboat. To me, those are the wrestlers.
The first gay wrestler, Pat Patterson, or Closet.
I was going to say he wasn't the first. He was the first that we knew about.
Yeah. He was in a what? Like, was it some? What did he say? He was in a 35-year relationship. I was like, "Yeah, you hid yourself that long?"
Well, Vince helped him hide it. I mean, he and Vince were very good friends. And when he came out on what was it, the reality show?
Who came up with Kiss My Ass Club then? If they were good friends, who came up with Kiss My Ass Club? Was that? Listen.
That had Patterson's lips all over.
Listen. That's all I'm saying. Who came up with Kiss My Ass Club? Was that Vince or was that Pat? Hey, Vince, you know what you should do now?
Yo, we never know how that conversation went.
Like, what, Patty? What should I do? You should
have everyone kiss your ass, bro.
You have everyone kiss your ass. Everybody always do kiss my ass.
Well, exactly.
What about no? Actually, kiss your ass. You mean showing my ass cheeks? Yeah, kiss. Yeah, just show one cheek. And then it's not nudity. Just show one cheek. And then
bro, he's shown the split several times.
Yes, he did.
Yeah, it was after 10 o'clock. You were allowed to do it on USA Network after 10 p.m. Nobody kissed their ass at the top of the show. It was always a mid to late show.
Yeah, I hate to say it. We all saw the small Vince McMahon's
Raw Zone.
The Raw Zone.
I've never noticed that until I would really pay attention to it. So at the beginning of the show, once it hits the halfway mark, so nowadays, instead of it saying Raw, it'll show Raw. And then I think the 2-minute mark. Excuse me, the 2-hour mark, it'll show Raw is over.
Yeah.
And then after 11 o'clock, it'll say Raw Zone in the bottom right corner.
Yeah. I remember that shit. Yeah, Brad be back.
No, guys, I'm sorry. I just got a nosebleed, and I didn't think you needed to see it on the show. I'm still here.
Okay. All right. Okay, Valentine's Day.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with me. I tell you, a little too much Dayquil, a little too much nasal spray. Apparently, it's catching up with me. But as you were, gents.
No worries. So yeah, I mean the whole kiss my ass club. I mean, but I wish they did something more with the titles, especially the IC title. Right? Can you imagine Johnny Knoxville having the IC title? Like I don't like him and Sammy are fighting.
That's why they took it out of that picture. Because then at that point, it would have made no sense for that match to happen while Sammy had the belt on him.
Mm-hmm.
Has anyone talked to David Arquette and see what he thinks about all this?
Apparently, he's banned from something. I don't know what he's banned from exactly.
He's banned from
I think he's banned from AEW, like being televised or anything or anywhere near AEW or something like that.
the eight. Why the AEW?
Yeah, what's that got to do with anything?
I have no idea.
Last time I saw David Arquette was at NXT. What was that NXT? What was the pay per view event? What was it? One of the NXT pay per view events? Not Warzone, not War Games. What was it? I forgot, but it was an NXT event, and he was there. And I got a picture with him at the Barclay. I was like, "Yo, David Arquette." And I got a picture with him. He's just like, but I don't know. He's not banned from WWE events. He can still go. He still goes there. I don't know about AEW though.
He should be banned from wrestling. I think
Why?
they should because he's horrendous. He actually tried to become a wrestler at one point after
You mean
his career.
after the movie?
I mean, after the movie, forget that movie. I mean, recently, he was doing stuff where he was taking light bulbs to the head, like those neon lights, and smashing. He was doing hardcore wrestling out in LA for like 150 people, all of which were there to see David Arquette get hurt.
Those
You know,
light bulbs hurt a little bit.
I'm not saying they don't. I'm saying, why are you in the game at 55 years old? Why is this the time to do this? If you don't want it. I mean, I only said David Arquette as a joke because I think it's absolutely preposterous that Finn Balor and Ricochet don't have matches on this card, and yet fucking what's his name, Johnny Knoxville does, and Logan Paul does. Is absolutely criminal what they've done with this.
It's asinine, and you're right. Like, and they're both champions, and champions that Vince McMahon doesn't give a shit about. I'm not surprised. He went for star power. If you look at this, stupendous, meaning star power. He went for fucking star power. Now, only thing they had to top it off was to have the fucking Rock there, and it would have been completely stupendous, right? So you have Stone Cold, you have Logan Paul, you have Johnny Knoxville, Brock, Ronda. Who else is there?
What other non-wrestlers? It's criminal.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Even the Stone Cold thing, the stunt casting, because Stone Cold, I know he's in ring shape. I know he had a ring built at his farm. I know he's going to do a little more than people expect of him, but he's not wrestling a full match.
No, he's not.
So that's a wasted segment. Right?
Even he said, like, I believe a while back ago, like, these people can go. Like, he's like, back in the day, my matches were like not that long. He's out. He don't even know he can go that long anymore. Right? Like, you'll never see him do a 60-minute match anymore, right?
You're not going to see him do a match anymore. He's going to do a segment where KO is going to take a stunner, and they're going to tease Stone Cold getting stunnered several times so they don't make KO look too weak. But who's coming out of that?
You know what I thought it was going to be, and I said this to and I said, like, because he was talking so much shit about Texas, I said they're going to have like all the Texas wrestlers come beat up KO.
Well, there's no Von Erichs left, so who is it?
Booker T.
Okay.
John.
He said Booker T and JBL, and I was like, that's cool and all, but you're taking that star power moment away from
And you have The Undertaker.
And you're also taking the star power away from KO, who frankly just signed a 4-year contract. What's the point of burying him on the biggest show of the year?
He's getting $3 million a year. I don't hear that shit.
I'm not worried about him getting paid. I'm going to worry about, you kept saying we don't have enough star power on the show. This is why. Because you get people who don't work there burying people that do.
Yep.
Okay, so how can you talk about there's no stars there? Meanwhile, you got Ricochet, one of the best in ring performers. Not to mention Finn, also a phenomenal in ring performer. Both of them not even buried to the point where they hold gold and don't have a spot on the biggest show of the year. But I got to watch Johnny Knoxville struggle through 8 minutes. Give me
Not
a goddamn break.
not to mention Ricochet put on a great show on Friday Night SmackDown.
I haven't watched SmackDown in so long because we record on Friday nights. But I don't think I would watch it even if I could.
It was good. He fought he fought the Garcias back to back, and it was really good. Like it was
And
like
now he's fighting them in a triple threat match this Friday for the IC title.
yeah.
WrestleMania SmackDown.
Oh, give me a break. You know, a title match right before WrestleMania. What? Why?
Because he's not on the card, and I'm
So
pretty
this
sure.
year we have WrestleMania Raw, and we have WrestleMania SmackDown.
Oh, and the Andre Memorial is on SmackDown now.
Yeah,
Not on WrestleMania.
Andre
that
Memorial
was always a
SmackDown.
good thing. I give up. I give up.
I don't know who writes the booking, but I know for a fact Vince changes that shit as soon as he comes to the door.
I'm pretty sure Roundhouse. I'm pretty sure your backyard league was booked a little better than this. Had a little more plausibility.
It really was. Like if I wasn't wrestling or I didn't feel up to it, I would be doing commentating, right? And what I would do commentating, or I would be being a ref. So I had things I would move around in and doing things, right? But mainly like when I wrestled, by the way, my finisher was like the diamond cutter because
Oh God.
because hey, Jersey, got to represent Jersey. My shit was the diamond cutter, but it was more like a lifting diamond cutter. So I pick somebody up, lift them on my head, and then catch them and then do it. It was like my own 3D basically.
Kind of like that. I'm not gonna lie to you. That's pretty cool. How many people you kill?
About 9.
Awesome. We don't talk about them though.
No. So
they're written off the show.
I mean, I even had my brother doing it, like doing it with us. But it was like it was. I'll go into that story, but he was like the little Rey Mysterio because he would do these hurricanranas, and everybody was just acting out with him. It was a good time. And my brother was actually really good at that. He would do I would train him how to do like the hurricanrana because he watched wrestling today still, right? He did the hurricanrana, all that stuff, and so. I mean, it was like we got into it. I still want my buddies to find the video so I can post some shits. But anyway,
Here's proof. I need to see this.
yeah. But on that note, talking about backyard wrestling, we got to go into something sad, and because he was the bad guy, and I got razor's edge and almost broke my neck. We gotta say rest in peace to Scott Hall.
Yeah, one of the best. One of the best. No joke in there.
Yeah.
I am a little disappointed to hear that he had relapsed. I thought he beat it finally. The last couple times I'd seen him speak, he had clarity, he was coherent. He was good when he was on Breaking Ground, teaching them how to do promos.
He didn't relapse. He was good.
From what I hear, he wasn't. He had lost a ton of weight because he relapsed on alcohol, not necessarily the pills. But he was drinking so heavily that his whole body went into organ failure. Don't get me wrong, any surgery is dangerous, especially when you treat your body like he did over those years and wrestled. But a hip replacement surgery or a hip surgery shouldn't be enough to take you out. And he got taken out by something fairly simple by doctor standards.
Yeah, I was just like, oh, hip surgery. What else like hip surgery? He'll be all right?
Yeah.
Rest up, chill, hip surgery. Nothing to worry about. Then they're like, oh, he died. I'm like, what? From hip surgery? But then the hip surgery put him into, I think it was 3 comas.
He had 3 heart attacks.
3 heart attacks. Sorry, 3
on the table. Consecutively to the point where he was on life support immediately. The body couldn't take it. So.
Yeah, probably he was more likely brain dead. Well, almost brain dead, really.
Yeah, the only reason there was a delay in the announcement is because his family had to come and declare, and then at that point they can take him off life support.
So the next of kin would probably be Cody, right? His son.
I guess, but I don't know how his family's structured. I imagine he's got a kid in every major
Well,
town.
he has a son and daughter. So Cody, I know Cody because he's part of the Bullet Club,
Right.
and he's a wrestler, right? And I saw that documentary about him, and I didn't realize at one point him and his son, he disappointed his son because he was all about the drugs and stuff like that, and he actually, when he turned his life around, Cody started coming around. Like they started building their relationship back more. So I know he has a daughter too, from first marriage because I think he remarried. But his son and daughter, I think, were the ones who made it the ultimate decision. Now,
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what his family situation is. I know that Kevin Nash was there before anybody.
yeah, and
So
yeah. I'm pretty sure Kevin. I'm not sure if Kevin was the one who made a decision too, but I'm pretty sure.
I don't think he had power of attorney over that.
No. I think it was just I think it was his son and daughter, really.
Yeah, because even him, he was like, "Yeah, we're waiting for the family to show up."
Yeah, I think Kevin was there. I'm not sure if he was going to be there, but I'm pretty sure because Kevin was going through surgery too, another fucking knee surgery.
This ain't a happy business. Nobody gets into wrestling because their life's working out well. I'm sorry. But it's a trick, unless you're wrestling in Roundhouse's backyard. In that case, it's just for the love of the game. But in reality, I mean, these guys, it's not an easy life. And the more you got to get your 15 minutes of quality ratings, because that's how they do the ratings by quarter hour. You're pushing yourself harder and harder and harder. And Kevin Nash, he's probably, as a basketball player alone back in college, was probably already hurting his body. Then he starts wrestling, and he's got all these gimmicks, and then he's got to go 300 nights a year for Vince McMahon. Guess what? Your body is not meant for that. I got winded this morning getting out of bed. Not in the bed, out of bed. I mean, gravity thing.
I mean, he's not bad as the Undertaker, though.
No, and I think over time we're going to watch the Undertaker deteriorate in real time.
Oh, we already have. Like he's had. Well, even Hulk Hogan is bad too. But
they're all
Undertaker has what? Both knee. Like as he talks about his surgery, I think he's like the Jackie Chan of wrestling at this point.
Jackie Chan of wrestling.
Listen,
I'm not arguing with you.
Listen,
this is your show. The logo says so.
Yeah, listen. I'm just saying because if you want to talk about the injuries and the wear and tear, yes, Jackie Chan has had almost every bone broken in his fucking body. The Undertaker was literally almost close to that. He's had both knee, back, hip, arm, bicep, ear. There's a long list. I think he's had the most injuries in wrestling, like compared to any other wrestler. I won't even say Mick Foley or Terry Funk would even. Well, yeah,
they're both up there.
Terry Funk can't walk through airport security.
Or Sabu, like those, like Undertaker's in that line. Like Hulk Hogan has what? Bad knees and hips, right?
So two very different things. Okay, the Undertaker, like I may have just said it, he can't walk through airport security anymore. He's got so much metal in his body. He's got to get a special entry to get on an airplane. What motivated Undertaker for years was the fact that he wasn't retiring yet. Now that he's retired, I think you're going to watch him deteriorate more quickly. Age and everything, because it's like objects in motion tend to stay in motion.
Yeah. Well, he's not in motion right now. He stopped in motion.
I'm sorry, and I had to make the Hulk Hogan is racist joke because I hate that.
I mean, Hulk Hogan is racist, but Brad, you froze twice because you were talking about motion and you just froze.
Oh well, at least my timing was good. I'm gonna
see the thing with motion is.
Yep.
Wow, that really happened. That's so cool.
See, the time with motion is it was like.
And I guarantee you, everything I just said was the absolute best thing of the show.
Well, say it again.
No, it's too late. The moment's
It's
over.
too late. We lost it. The moment's over.
But Hulk Hogan is racist.
Yes.
I mean, let's be real about it. Hulk Hogan's from Georgia, right? And he's from the part of Georgia that's, well, very racist. So,
I never let them have that as an excuse.
No.
You're your own person.
But the fact about it is the way, like, I don't give a shit, like, what race who your daughter's dating. You're not protecting your fucking daughter. Like, what the fuck? Like, she likes black dick. Let her suck and fuck black dick. Like, I'm just saying.
Hey, yo.
When is your book of poetry coming out? I'm curious.
I should make one. I know. I don't know. Like, Hogan, like, just. And you know what's weird? I sat there and watched that fucking porno he did with his buddy's wife, and I was just like, why? Curiosity.
And that was the first time. What about the next 5?
I know it was only one time. Okay, it was only one time, maybe twice, just to get like, is it really him? I was like, and then he has that walk, right? Like,
yeah,
the like, and I was like, oh shit, it is him. I was like, this motherfucker hobbled to the bed. And then he was just like, oh wow, he was like, oh, that was great, And
yeah, right before they start, let me tell you what I'm gonna do, brother.
Like, and I'm like,
he cuts a promo.
Like, word up, like, can you, like, one thing about Hulk Hogan is, like, can you stop tanning? Like, the fact that the video wasn't like, the video was like black and white, and I can still see your white ass from your tan line is a problem. Like, word, like, everything's tan up until this, like, this part in your butt. Like, bro, you ain't wrestling. Stop it.
I'm not sure the world could handle a pale, pasty Hulk Hogan, though. I don't think we don't have the ability to cheer for
Listen,
that.
He has so much tanner that he just spews tanner when you walk near him. Like, oh shit, I'm dark already.
Oh boy, this WrestleMania episode's going great.
Yeah.
Right. So actually, I was going over predictions the other day because I like to see what other people think, and one of the predictions was Kevin Owens winning per se a match between him and Stone Cold.
I have to tell you, I can't see that happening unless they really are going to invest in KO. If I like the passing of the torch, and I think Stone Cold is the kind of guy that would do it happily, end his career in ring by, whether they say you're always supposed to go out looking at the lights.
Yeah,
maybe. I think if he passes the torch to KO and says you can have the finisher, it's yours now, then that justifies the 4-year contract, and maybe they really give KO the push he deserves.
Exactly. That would make perfect sense.
Yeah, but this is a company that doesn't. So the fact that the crowd is popping harder for legends than they are for current stars, it's always fun at the Royal Rumble to see them come in. But when you're talking about the biggest show of the year, you've got a roster of people. It wasn't that long ago that they invented the Andre the Giant Memorial just to get people onto the card because everybody in the company deserved it. Now they're pushing that show off. They've got 2 nights, 3 hours a night minimum, probably closer to 4. We're talking about 10 hours of wrestling over the course of 3 days. Actually, check that. Add another 2 or 3 to the next night, right?
Yeah.
So you're looking at 13 hours of wrestling over 4 days. And you tell me you can't get everybody in the company onto that bill at some point or another? It's preposterous. I'm sorry if I'm sounding like an angry, overthinking fan. It's just a stupid TV show. But it doesn't make sense for trying to gain back the hardcore fans at all.
No, yeah, definitely not. It just looking at like the card, which the card is pretty much stacked, but then you also have those bullshit matches like Johnny Knoxville, and I do like what they're doing with the whole Miz and Logan Paul thing, but I've seen it already.
It's been done. I think
and the fact that like they had Miz rip off his mask last week was tasteless. So I mean, that's something that Miz will definitely do, and he's done it in the past before. So
I think they're trying to get him to be as big a heel as MJF. They're reading the dirt sheets just like we are, and we know that the MJF Miz comparisons have been made publicly. You know full well that MJF is way more over than the Miz at this point. They're probably trying to make the Miz the biggest heel, at least the Weasley kind of heel.
here's my thing with Miz. It doesn't matter what Miz. Miz doesn't need anything. He doesn't need to. He can be used to push people, and that's what he's doing.
Long as he's not Johnny Cage, I don't care.
He's pushing. He's definitely pushing. What's his face? Dominic. He's definitely in helping with that out. So
Yeah, but if Dominic's not wrestling like Sammy Guevara, I don't give it like he.
yeah,
I
but
want.
there's
I want.
different wrestlers. You know what I'm
I
saying?
know. I want, but he's too much of a shadow of his father, and that's the problem. He doesn't have his own type of moveset, and I like Randy Orton doesn't wrestle like his father, right?
Oh God, no.
Right. So and Roman doesn't wrestle like his father or his uncles or cousins. Only thing they have is the Samoan drop. Is they're Samoan.
That's
That's
more than enough.
more enough. But they don't wrestle the same, right? Like and I don't know. I just kind of want him just to step away from just wrestling like his father a little bit. Keep that moveset, but elevate yourself a little bit. Like you don't have to do that. Like if like hear me out.
I think he'll
If
do that when he breaks away from his father, and his father definitely has 100% of intentions of retiring
right,
soon.
but hear me out. If Edge is your godfather, Edge is his godfather. Why not go under Edge wing and just be like, you know what I mean? Start incorporating some Edge moves. Start incorporating some Eddie moves. Like I mean, he does. He has the frog splash. He has the frog splash. But and he has the what is it the what is it the triple suplexes. He has
Yeah,
that. So he has that right. But I think he should start incorporating a little bit more of Eddie, or just a little bit tad more, but more like even Edge too. Like I think he should be a little mesh of Eddie, his father, and Edge. Right, three because Eddie pretty much is like his uncle anyway. Just
Yeah.
just Eddie's his uncle, and then Edge is his godfather. Why not incorporate just all three of them into like why don't Dominic just incorporate all three and just build a moveset off of that, right? Take from each one and then go further than that.
you know why that doesn't make sense?
Why?
Because there's no more luchadors on WWE.
I'm not talking about like
Eddie,
They've
I'm not
gotten rid of all of them.
I'm not
So
talking about him being a luchador.
Eddie wasn't a luchador at the
Eddie
end.
wasn't a luchador.
no. I'm talking about Ray. So Ray now is like the last of like everything. So once you get rid of Ray, once he decides to retire, you don't have that particular high flyer that does all those moves that the luchadors do. But
Yeah,
you
you do.
have
You have
Dominic now.
well, you do because you have
Yeah.
Ricochet.
But that's not luchador style. That's
No,
high
no.
flyer style. That's two different styles, bro.
Well, yeah, but I mean, but he wrestles in the style of luchadors, Ricochet. Right?
More so, but
More so, but it's more high flyer that
Yeah.
he's
I
very
think like
acrobatic and
I think Ray Phoenix. When I think luchadors, I'm thinking Ray Phoenix. I'm thinking those guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The guys who are bouncing off the ropes and doing these ridiculous combinations and
yeah, and they've gotten rid of all of those people. He's also playing it a lot safe too. You can tell that he's wrestling very, very safe.
Yeah. He's
Yeah.
wrestling. He's wrestling even more safer than his father is.
I think Dominic's going to get his own moveset when he turns on his father. I
Yeah,
think that's the obvious story here. Then they can reunite and Ray can retire in peace.
I don't
But
think I don't know if they're gonna do that.
I think they should.
yeah.
I think they should.
That's the ultimate thing. Like literally,
You're
go
holding me
against his
back,
father.
Dad. You're holding me
Yeah.
back.
I think the way Edge is going, I think Edge should take him under his wing.
They win the titles, they lose the titles, they do all that stuff. Like it's the same. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be one of those things where he gets fully upset and he's like, you know what, I'm done with this.
And I see that. No, I see that point. And then actually get under Edge, because the way Edge is going, with the way Edge is going right now, it would be the perfect heel turn. Dad, you're not shit anymore. I'm going with my godfather Edge.
Yeah, nah, I don't.
I don't think enough people know that
Yeah,
story.
yeah.
You know, we're a special breed here.
Yeah.
Rose at Ringside. We know more.
Yeah.
Than
That's like look at Hook. Hook fights just like Taz,
And it
just like him.
yeah. Well, a little bit. Well, Taz.
Even the submission is similar.
Well, the submission is Taz's, right? The fighting style is more MMA, right? Taz was not really MMA. Taz was
He was a brawler.
wrestler.
He was a brawler.
He was a
But
wrestler.
he was a
And
mat wrestler. Yeah,
He was
a
that's
mat
why
wrestler.
he wore that singlet and everything.
Yeah. He was a mat wrestler, straight up and real. He was a mat wrestler. But the thing about Hook is, so is Hook, because Hook went to the school he went to in Long Island is he trained in wrestling, mat wrestling.
Yeah,
and he went to
QT
college for mat
Marshall
wrestling
trained him.
too. Yeah. So he did walk in his father's footsteps, right? Not the same school and everything, but he did walk in the father's footsteps, meaning being a mat wrestler and everything. But he also has MMA training now too. So that's a little bit different than what he was doing before than Taz. I mean, but
Training wise, yeah, but when you actually see his mannerisms, what he does, how he just shows people, throws people around, it's Taz all the way.
of course, yeah.
He's paying tribute to his father in the ring. That's for
I'll
sure.
tell you this though: if I saw Dom Mysterio and they just introduced him and they just called him Dominic, I'm shocked that WWE even allows him to have two names since they ruin everybody else's. But Dom Mysterio,
give it time, Brad. Give it time, Brad.
I know. I'm waiting to see where they're not even going to. Elias is just going to be Eli. We're just going to keep shortening until you're just an exclamation point or something.
Is Elias even wrestling anymore?
I honestly heard that they had a huge gimmick. Somebody caught a glitch in the game, the new game, where they had Elias wearing Macho Man type gear, and he was supposed to be a Macho Man like tribute act, and then at the 11th hour they pulled it. But
Yeah.
I heard somebody caught it in the game and they had to patch it real quickly. I think Elias is the biggest wasted talent in the world, but there's nowhere for him to go now. Don't tell me AEW. Can't just be a repository for old wrestlers that didn't have jobs.
When they were showing
He could go to control your own narrative.
oh my god.
Oh, please don't ever mention that. When Braun Strowman gets tossed over a thing and he picks his head up and there's a camera right there and he's like, "Did I hurt you? Did I hurt you?" And I appreciate that he didn't want to hurt the kid, but you want to talk about breaking character. He was supposed to be grabbing his head and doing this.
Do you see his hair? I was like, are you paying tribute to Hawk or like
worst wrestlers to tribute? I always like the Road Warriors.
I like Braun Strowman as a I'm sorry, Adam Shearer. I like Adam Shearer as a person.
Yeah.
Like wrestling wise, I'm neither here nor there. I'm okay with it.
The man flipped over an ambulance once on WWE television. He was a preposterous lack of talent. Well, my favorite moment of his is when Brock Lesnar tagged him for real for working stiff.
He was like, bah! I was like,
yeah, he gave him a nice shiner and a little reminder. Guess what, kid? You're getting line. I'm okay with that. I could take or leave him, and definitely not easy.
And they slow mode that punch though. And you saw the sweat come off. Like, I was like, that was a real punch. That was a real punch.
If you're gonna work stiff with somebody, make sure the other guy knows it, and especially if you're working with Brock Lesnar, because Brock will hurt you. He'll hurt you bad.
Yeah. So will Samoa Joe.
Yeah. Oh, I love that, man. Nobody better on the mic. But we're getting off topic here.
Yes,
let's go through some predictions for Saturday.
Yeah.
Let's make some calls. All right. SmackDown Women's Championship: Charlotte Flair versus Ronda Rousey. I'm going to go out on a limb because it's not surprising at all. Ronda Rousey gets the gold.
For sure.
For sure.
Okay, good. No debate. That was fun. I don't need Charlotte with the belt.
I mean, she's gonna take a little break to, support Andrade and everything like that. She's gonna take a little break. I think. I don't think after Mania, or actually, you know what? Let's change this up for Clinton's sake, or but for Clinton's sake, I'll play devil's advocate. I think Charlotte keeps the title. Still goes at it. Still keeps the title, right? Um, and she fights Charlotte at SummerSlam, then loses the title, which sets
One,
up Ronda holding the title until probably towards Royal Rumble or even after, and then she fights Becky.
one of the problems I have with both of the women's titles, SmackDown and Raw, and for that matter, even over in AEW, is that it's a hot potato. They continue to trade it back and forth. There was a stretch about 5-6 years ago where Sasha and Charlotte were trading belts every week or every pay-per-view. And it
Yeah.
got to the point where it didn't have any value anymore. It was just this disposable thing.
Well, it was Charlotte Bailey Becky, Charlotte Bailey Becky, and then they threw in Natty, and then who they throw in? Oh, Naomi, and then Charlotte Becky,
It's the
Sasha
same
Bailey.
three back up top. I would love to see Ronda chase.
Oh, and Alexa Bliss. That was another one.
I never took her seriously as a champion. I don't think she needs a championship. I really don't.
They threw it back and forth to her too on both shows. It was like
It just doesn't make sense to me why they hot potato it. It's got no value now. Now, I would love to see Ronda chase up until SummerSlam. That would be exciting.
That's what I
she
mean.
just proposed. But that means she has to be on every week, and there's no way in hell she's going to do that.
Maybe
she's not back full time. She's a mom.
No. No. I mean, not full time, but at the same time, I think Sonya Deville is going to cost her the title, like cost her getting the title, and then you have Sonya Deville actually coming back and actually wrestling Ronda the way it should be. Like they're gonna have a straight up MMA match, right? That's at what's the one? What's the shitty ass the
WrestleMania Backlash. That's what I'm saying. Everything is marketed as WrestleMania now.
Yeah, so WrestleMania Backlash. So it's gonna be Sonya Deville and Ronda at WrestleMania Backlash, right? For costing her to get the title from Charlotte. Charlotte's gonna actually have to wrestle that night against who's in the limelight? If they if Bianca loses, I think it's gonna be Bianca and Charlotte.
There's no way Bianca loses.
Yeah, no
way. She wins that title and she has a good reign. That's my prediction for that match.
Nah, she's losing. She's not gonna get it.
Oh man, we got to make this interesting.
So from the predictions,
hold up, look at the chat.
So
hi, Cedric.
New Coke of wrestling.
Cedric, most of this crowd isn't old enough to remember New Coke. I am.
So
with the New Coke of wrestling, yes, it is.
So from the predictions that I've gone over, they had Becky retaining, and Rousey.
Is this your own prediction or somebody else's?
No, I don't want somebody else's. I want. Man,
we want your prediction.
No, this is just so. This is what I'm saying, because I felt it made sense, because that's exactly what I'm pretty sure we're gonna get. We have Lynch winning, retaining, Rousey winning the match. Now we're gonna get a unification. If we're getting a unification of the men's championship, we're gonna get a unification of the women's championship. That makes more sense.
No,
I hate having multiple titles on brand splits. They were supposed to get rid of the brand splits. They decided to continue to keep them, and I think we're gonna have one floating champion going around both shows. They got to do away with this, especially if they're gonna unify the Universal and the World Heavyweight Championships. That's pretty much over and done with.
They're not unifying the women's. Reason why is because of Becky and Charlotte. If it was,
they're done with Charlotte though. They're done with Charlotte. If Charlotte loses the belt, they're done with Charlotte.
They're not done with
Charlotte. They're not done with Charlotte.
They're not done with Charlotte.
She's not going to headline one of the 2 nights of WrestleMania because they're done with her. I just think they see value in her as a sniveling bitch that wants to chase the leader. She's much more valuable chasing somebody than she is holding the gold. to me, because then she can start doing her bitch and moan sessions about how I was wronged and they cheated and the world is against me. She could do any number of storylines from that. I think if you give it to Ronda, then she's got to defend it semi regularly. But Becky and Bianca is the opposite. Becky doesn't need that title at all. I think
Um,
Bianca Belair needs
I
the
mean,
push.
if you told me this at SummerSlam, I was like, yes. But
You,
at
we
the same
need that,
time, she's
but
not
we also
gonna.
need that redemption, that
Also,
Bianca Belair redemption.
they're gonna. I believe they're gonna be pushing Ronda 2 belts. That's what's happening next
That's
year.
what I was saying. That's what they want to
That's
do. They
that's
want to
that's why Becky's
put
not
both
losing.
belts on Ronda.
That's why the Becky's not losing WrestleMania. That's why I think it's gonna be Charlotte's gonna go against Bianca at WrestleMania Backlash. And because I don't see anybody else on SmackDown, right, really going after Charlotte, right? So that's what I mean. Like, I see Bianca going after Charlotte at WrestleMania Backlash. Sonya Deville versus Ronda as WrestleMania Backlash.
But they're not on the same show. How is Bianca going
Who
after Charlotte when they're not on the same show?
they'll figure it out. I don't need
Since
to
when does that matter? I mean, they
exactly
can
like
jump
people
shows in any moment.
like it doesn't matter. It's gonna happen because at this point now, regardless if Bianca loses,
So then you give
she's
Ronda
not
the
going.
belt and you have Lynch retain. That's the only way that works for WWE. Their way, that's how that works.
No,
They
no.
rip it off of Charlotte. They keep it on Becky Lynch. That's how that storyline works.
They're not ripping it off of Charlotte. There's no way they're ripping it off of Charlotte. It's not happening.
And giving it to Rousey, you're crazy.
They're not doing it. Not right now. They're not doing it. They're not doing it until SummerSlam.
We'll see Sunday night.
We'll see.
It's not a main event for sure.
Yeah. God forbid you have 2 black women end WrestleMania one night and then you just fuck it up like the whole next year. Like, oh, they're not ending the shit this year because the biggest fight is Brock versus Roman. That's the ending.
Oh, I'm tired of them too. All right, let's keep moving. All right, Edge versus AJ Styles. This one could go either way for me, but I'm going to lean Styles.
Who needs it more?
I don't think either of them need it, but I think Edge's character is strong enough as a heel now that I think AJ gets the feel good win over the heel, unless WWE thinks there hasn't been enough time with Edge being a heel and he
I want
wins.
them to have a hair
Edge.
match. I want them to have a hair match.
I go Edge.
I want them to have a hair match. Whoever loses, cut that fucking hair.
I love AJ Styles' soccer mom hairdo.
I
really do.
Just every time.
Karen Styles.
Karen. Yeah, I go Edge. I go Edge.
I want Edge because I want them to really cement him as a.
He just became a heel.
He wants one more title run. If you have him pulverize AJ Styles, because again, none of them need the match. If you have him pulverize AJ Styles, that solidifies him as a full heel, and then you throw him into the title run.
But his title run isn't going to be as a heel. If he's got one more run in him, it's going to be as a face.
Yeah, but it'll build from him being a heel.
Maybe. I got Edge winning because Edge just turned heel, and you don't want him to start off like WrestleMania, like him being like he just turned heel, and it's a good heel turn, right? It's not like we haven't seen Edge be a heel before.
Never this well though. He's nasty. There's something sinister about.
Yeah,
there's
a big mean streak about him.
All right, you know what? You guys changed. Oh, Cedric.
Oh my God!
I gotta get the kids from swimming.
And that next comment is a direct reference to my other podcast, and I'm going to leave it there because it's not appropriate for this show. We'll leave it at that. Anyway, all right, you know what? You guys convinced me. You changed my mind. See that? Communication. This is what it's all about. I changed my mind. I think you're right now. Thanks, Chris. Nailed it.
Let's see here. Drew versus Happy Corbin.
Drew.
Mid-card vortex. I'm sorry.
We already talked Ray and well, we didn't talk who's going to win. Ray and Dominic versus Miz and Logan Paul. I've got the
Do we
Miz and
care?
Logan Paul. Well, no one does, but we owe it to our audience to pretend. I
Yeah.
think the Miz and Logan Paul. I think they'll go over because I don't think they want to bury their celebrity. But I do think that this will cause a rift with Ray and Dominic, getting that father-son turmoil I talked about just a few minutes ago.
So
Okay. I can see that.
speaking about Logan's star power, I feel like we're gonna get the Mysterios win, but we're gonna get the Mysterios win due to Logan Paul turning on Miz, so he gets his WrestleMania moment still,
Bold.
and that's only because he's been very shifty about him since the episode in Cleveland, where they're both from.
So's Dolph
Because Miz
Ziggler.
started talking shit about people from Cleveland, and he was just like, Logan was just like, "What? All right, is he serious right now?"
There's a lot of them from Cleveland. Like them two, Dolph Ziggler, fucking John Moxley. Shit. A lot of them.
Moxie's from Cincinnati, and trust me, if you're from
Yeah.
Cleveland and you say Cincinnati, that's not a good thing.
Yeah. They're from Ohio. Put it like that. They're from Ohio.
Yeah, from Ohio.
Just as long as they
But
stay.
yeah, so that's my take on it. I mean, you know, the Mysterios don't need it, but they do in a sense.
No, they don't.
Man, I need to spend
Dominic
a few
needs it.
minutes in your brain. I because you've convinced me twice now.
What, me?
This is no nickname. I got to tell you, you're out of the box thinking on this is amazing. You do work, right? How do you have so much time to think this thing's up?
I want.
It happens, you know, like he literally the way Logan has been moving around Miz ever since that episode, and whenever he does come out, he's just like kind of like off to the side. Of course he's gonna do moves and he's gonna land them awkwardly because he doesn't wrestle, but you can see that he's not comfortable around Miz because Miz just keeps running off at the mouth.
Yeah, we're not
There's gonna be a point in time where Miz is gonna try to be like the superstar of the match, and then Logan's just gonna be like, "Are you kidding me, bro?" And probably like hit him with a 1-2 punch, and then at that point,
we're not gonna see.
Here, I'm gonna feed you.
I'm
gonna feed you to the Mysterios.
Not gonna see a Canadian Destroyer from what's the name?
No. He'll throw a couple solid boxing punches, and then feed him to the Mysterios.
Yo, Markel, what's up? What's going on? Welcome to the stream, man. Is a wrestling detective. That's why he's a wrestling detective.
Can't argue that. That's sound logic right there. He is a wrestling detective.
All right. So next match.
Well, I think at that point it's just Austin and KO, and we kind of covered that already.
Yeah, we got
KO. KO gets the push. Austin looks at the lights.
Mm-hmm.
All right, move
that's
on.
I wouldn't want that to happen that way, but I feel like that's what it's going to come down to.
Yeah,
you can't bury Owens at the expense of a
and
legend.
then in the next few months after that, we'll see KO on the Broken Skull podcast.
Yeah, actually, that's an
when you knocked me the hell out.
Yeah.
Goddamn, son.
All right, Austin Theory versus Pat. What are we doing here?
Pat.
Austin Theory.
Really? I say Pat.
I got Theory.
Really?
Well, I'm just going to do whatever Chris says now.
Oh. I got Pat. I got Pat. And chat, give us your theories too about. Oh, geez, theories. Just realized,
dude, you want some wine with that cheese? Come on now.
Oh, yeah. Give us your prediction about WrestleMania. Who's gonna win? I definitely say Pat.
But why? What's the benefit there?
The commentator don't need it.
We were talking 3 weeks ago about how Theory's in line for a huge push. This is it.
Yeah, this is it.
Yeah, but okay. I think what is gonna how I feel is gonna happen is if he does win, right? If he does win, or even if he doesn't, I don't think it's either here or there. If Austin needs this, he's getting a push. Okay.
Yeah, not Stone Cold. I think he means Theory.
Yeah, I know. The theory.
Yeah, and Markel 100% right.
I don't know. Like this is the same thing. That's the thing. I don't think he needs it, or it doesn't matter if he needs it or not, because he's still going to get the push. Because he's still, I still think he's going to face Finn Balor at SummerSlam.
He could face him Raw after WrestleMania.
He could face him at WrestleMania Backlash, which I think that'll be the main one he'll probably face him at. If they push it right. Now, if not, we'll definitely see him at SummerSlam. Well, I'm saying SummerSlam, but what's after? Well, when's WrestleMania Backlash? May? Or is that June?
May.
What's after that?
Well, June it would be. Are they doing King of the Ring again?
No, it's Money in the Bank.
Money in the Bank.
Money in the Bank.
Oh,
Okay,
there we go. There you go.
Lots of opportunities here, but remember him from the Elimination Chamber. He looked better than most of the other guys in that ring. He was really athletic. He escaped. He played the sniveling heel, but at the same time, he took huge bumps, did great spots. That wasn't an accident. They booked him well there. I think this is his moment. You know, this is what a push is, right?
Yeah.
To get over on a big show.
I mean, that was a real big.
He's gonna do something to wow us, and even if it's not like,
Austin wins Money in the Bank.
I can see that happening too.
And cash in on who?
This is like gonna be his qualifier, because remember, he's been getting like automatics.
Right, but
Vince has just been feeding him like, here, oh, you want Elimination Chamber? Here you go.
Cash in on Roman Reigns.
Why not?
Why not?
That'd be the.
He don't have to win.
That'll be the ultimate disrespect. Right. He don't have to win.
You don't have to win.
You don't have to win. But the way he played, the way Austin Theory is, and how sneaky he is, he might get it.
You could also run that into next year's WrestleMania, where they start a card with The Rock. He can sneak in, take the title off of Roman. That way, it's not about the title; it's about the head of the table, between the two of them. And that's how I would book that.
And then put the title back on Brock Lesnar. Right, gotcha.
My dream scenario: he breaks all rules and he brings prestige back to the Intercontinental Championship, and he uses the Money in the Bank to cash it in against the IC champion.
Yo, that'd be great.
How great would that be? That's my wrestling dream, because I always preferred the IC champions. Always.
Yeah. Markel said Roman is God, apparently. Hard eye roll.
Yeah,
his new shirt it says God mode on it.
Yeah.
Oh, come on.
I actually kind of want that shirt. I ain't going front.
And it's like it's listed out. I had it with me. I lost it. I had it with me though. It literally like tells you what God stands for, and then it says mode underneath it.
Yeah. Because he was like, I'm in God mode now.
All right, now I gotta.
Was that a good impression? Was that a good impression?
Fantastic.
Thank you. I love your enthusiasm.
It's greatness on a different level. It's not even a good acronym. What the hell is that? That's one of the worst looking shirts.
Tribal chief. I'm the tribal chief. I'm in God mode now.
I'm the needle mover. The needle mover. Oh, the head of
greatness on a different level. That's what that is.
Great. Oh, that's horrendous. So somebody had 5 minutes to come up with a shirt design before deadline, and they just slapped that thing on there.
Yeah.
All right, let's get through this. All right. Women's Tag Team Championship. Zelina and Carmella versus Sasha, Naomi versus Rhea, and Liv versus Natalya and Shayna Baszler. I got no skin in the game here, man.
Yeah, it's going to Sasha and Naomi.
Markel, it's Goddle.
True. Bravo. Well put. It's going to Naomi and Sasha.
Probably.
More than likely. I'd
like to see Rhea and Liv take it, but that's just me.
Didn't I say that? I said that. That makes more sense. But they want to push Rhea as a singles now, so they might not go towards that. But I would like to see that. They blend well as a tag.
They need more single wrestling women wrestlers, so they can have people to actually wrestle, like Becky and fucking Charlotte.
And
like
Bayley's coming back Monday night. 1 week from tomorrow, Bayley will be back in that ring.
Oh, great. The four horsemen are back together again.
But that's why
Trading.
you don't need Sasha and Naomi together. It just dilutes it. Sasha needs to be on her own.
Hmm.
True. And I mean, Naomi had great matches with Sasha. Those Smackdowns, and it shows that she deserves to be put in the title reign. Right? She's two-time champion. Like I honestly think she should have got more championship titles than fucking Alexa Bliss.
I agree. They never booked her as unstoppable, though. I think that championship needs to have somebody the plausibility of them being the champion and maintaining it. I don't think they ever booked Naomi that way.
No, they
No.
never did. No. And you could tell in the way, and I hate to say it, but the way Sonya Deville, like when Naomi came back, it shows a little bit, like how they book her.
Yeah.
The women's tag title still doesn't make sense to me. They should just made a women's intercontinental title.
I agree with that because the women's tag teams aren't really teams. They're women they put together and said, you're a team now.
Yeah,
That's not what a tag team is.
yeah, yeah. I agree. They should have made a women's
Yeah,
intercontinental.
they haven't built a proper tag team. So even with that, like them going from using the tag titles on NXT to now giving NXT their own women's tag titles makes zero sense.
Right. I think they should have kept one tag title, right? NXT's because it looks prettier, and then sorry, and then and have a women's IC title, and the IC title can be moved through either show. And mind you, make it the way like John Cena and Kevin Owens. Remember that bout where you can move the titles between either show. Like doesn't matter.
Well, that's what I was saying, that they should be able to do that with any of the titles, but they decide to keep one respective title on each show.
Yeah. All
I like
right.
that. All right.
All right.
You have SmackDown has Intercontinental, and then Raw has United States,
Yeah. Because they're on the USA Network.
and then they have their own. Oh God!
It
And then,
writes
and, then,
itself.
and then they have their own, world championship. Which, if they're going to unify it, they should. I feel that they should do it for the women's title too.
Brad, it writes itself.
I know.
It writes itself.
Oh.
We're gonna have the United States Championship on what channel? The USA Network.
AEW is the same way. They named the show Dynamite because it's on TNT.
TT. Yeah.
Oh, so stupid.
Yeah. So TBS championships on TBS.
But that's what you get when you have no writers.
Yeah. Let's see. Markel says it's funny that every year they do a women's Royal Rumble now, and you see this big roster of people that never really get any kind of attention on TV. Exactly. And then you have people like the fucking Bellas eliminating who do they eliminate? Liv Morgan. They eliminated fucking Liv Morgan. I was like, hold up. You've had your fucking opportunity and had your spot. You're pretty much retired. You both have
Yeah, but half of the women's rumble this year was
Hold up, I'm not done with my rant. Hold up.
it was all
It made
legends.
no sense. Made no sense for the Bellas to eliminate anybody that's on current roster. Period. None. They should never eliminated anybody, especially in the fact they're not even nowhere to be seen right now. And if you're just doing that to get the show moving, and they were the last ones to be eliminated, get the fuck out of here. It should have been all people that's been on a roster on a constant basis that should be in the last 4 or 5 people in there. The legends,
but when half of your rumble roster was legends.
That's because they didn't incorporate anybody from NXT. That's one. They never did.
Because Vince never wanted NXT to be part of the main roster.
Yeah, we know that. We know
Triple
that.
H wanted that. So now that he was able to change that shit back.
Yeah, we see that clear as day what the fuck Vince did wanted.
Yeah.
Anyway, moving on.
All right, moving on. RK Bro, Street Profits Alpha Academy. RK Bro.
No, RK Bro's gonna lose it, and Randy Orton's gonna turn on what's her name? And I think it's going to go.
It's gonna go Street Profits.
Street Profits, maybe Street Profits.
Nah, Street Profits.
I think Alpha Academy is such a good heel of a tag team that we'll see Alpha Academy and Street Profits fight them for it at WrestleMania Backlash. That's my prediction. But RK Bro is breaking up at WrestleMania.
I think that's just it. But I like the idea of contentious champions that don't get along. I've always been a fan of that. You saw that in the old WCW days before they melted down. There's a lot of teams like that. Even Hall and Nash, they were constantly at odds with each other. I see that going that way. I don't. They know that RK Bro is hot right now, and everybody's predicting when this breakup's going to happen. I like if they don't do it there because it's too obvious.
So SummerSlam, gotcha.
Or one of the 4 other shows in between, or one of the 93. Remember, ratings on Raw matter a lot more than pay-per-view because it's not a pay-per-view anymore.
It doesn't have to happen. It doesn't have to happen at WrestleMania, but it can start very slightly to the point where Randy was just like, "Really, you dropped the ball with that?"
Well, technically, Randy's the one who dropped the ball in the last one.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. There's gonna be an issue where they're just gonna look at each other like, I don't know, and then we're gonna just see a streak of losses.
What if what's the name turns on Randy instead of the other way around? Now that's
intriguing.
That would be something instead of because Randy is the one who lost it he's the one who
so Riddle could get mad and that's what it'll start a little ripple.
He'd be like Randy, like, and then maybe he pushes Riddle, and then Riddle just gets mad and just fucking RKO's him,
or he starts vipering out, slamming the mat, twisting his neck.
Yeah, because Riddle does have that mean face. Riddle really wants to wrestle. What do you say he wants to wrestle? Brock Lesnar.
Brock Lesnar hates him. They'll never put him in the match.
Goldberg hates him too.
I think they made up. I think Goldberg realized
nope.
The difference is Brock will hurt him. Goldberg will sit there and spit on him.
Yeah. And
just yell at him.
Goldberg hurt him too. He almost paralyzed the Undertaker. Anyway, moving on.
Who's next? Johnny Knoxville versus Sami Zayn. I'll be getting bathroom break, and I'll be
yeah. I love Sami, looks and wrestling wise. They don't book him.
Sami Zayn is gonna win that.
Unless Bam Margera comes out of the crowd with like a liquor.
Oh, you don't know, yo. Yeah, I mean, Bam Margera's not part of the Jackass crew no more.
Yeah, but that would be the ultimate twist, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Come on now. No, I say I'm making jokes, but frankly, why even have this on the card? I don't need to be redundant. Sami Zayn, though, I don't like this for Sami because it does nothing for him. He's done this kind of shtick before where he gets into it with celebrities or non-wrestlers over the years, and it's always he's a character.
He's that guy. He's that guy to get it. So this is going to be the Wings match.
This is me getting wings and leaving my bladder.
Wing, wing. This is a Wings match. Because the only thing that's going to help me get through it is chicken. Barbecue chicken. That is.
I'll be drinking my Stone Cold beers both nights. Those things
Have
are
you
fantastic.
tried the lager yet?
No, I don't do lagers, but that Stone Cold Broken Skull IPA is probably in my top 3 beers. No joke.
It's really good.
I'm not a fan of IPAs. It was okay for me.
It's good. It's really good.
I like it a lot. That's all I drink is IPAs, and this one's just straight up no nonsense, fantastic beer.
So just real quick off topic. What's really good and was surprisingly really good that I had? A taste of the bubbly. I had 2 bottles. That shit's delicious.
Really?
Oh yes.
I don't know enough about champagne.
It's really good. Like I thought it was like some cheap shit. Nah, it's really good for the price that it is. I was like, yo,
I wanted to get a bottle just because.
Yeah, it's really good. It is really, really good. But anyway,
did you see Jericho last week? I'm sorry, we're going way off top.
No, sorry, we go AEW after the WrestleMania predictions.
But just one thing real quick though. Jericho for the last month or so, he's had this amazing body. He's got a 6-pack again, and he's looked pretty good in the ring. And then on Wednesday, he was all bloated again.
That's because he's an entertainer.
I thought he was Jonah Hill. The amount of times he's changed.
Jonah Hill don't even look like that no more. What are you talking about? Jonah Hill's skinny as fuck now.
I not one to talk about bodies, but I got to tell you, like, I don't know what Jericho's doing. It's like he stopped drinking and he's fine, and then he started drinking again. He immediately inflated. Like it looked like he washed up wherever they were holding dynamite.
Thank you, Cedric. He's talking about Taste of the Bubbly.
Oh, gotcha.
All right. So what's the next one?
It's Lesnar and Roman.
Roman unifying championship, and then The Rock comes out.
No, we're not getting.
I get to predict what I want.
We are not getting Dwayne Johnson nowhere near this.
My prediction. I get to predict what I want. So The Rock comes out, and then he's not even going to do nothing. He's just going to stand there and look at him. That's it. That's it. End of WrestleMania. I know The Rock's not going to be there because his fucking movie schedule is fucking hectic, and they didn't book, and he's not booked until next year anyway.
But didn't they do this with Cena and Rock? They gave it a year's build.
Yeah.
I'm wondering if maybe they do it here.
Well, the reason why they couldn't do The Rock is because like with Black Adam and Red Notice and a whole bunch of other movies that are coming out, he was too busy.
Yeah, but he has jet money. So he can fly there within 5 minutes,
but
cut a promo,
but he can't just fly there. The Rock just can't fly there. He has to take his whole gym to go there. The Rock whenever he does a movie or anything, he takes a gym with him. Period.
I'm pretty sure if they were to do anything, he'd be there for a few moments, cut a promo, and then leave.
Yeah, it's not happening. Like I said, it's not going to happen until like the build probably is not going to start until probably Royal Rumble. I would say maybe even this year.
That would be too late. I need a warning. Like literally WrestleMania would be the warning shot. Like you're like, okay, so you're big dogs, you're a unified champion, and you're head of the table. We'll see about that.
SummerSlam would be it. SummerSlam would be the.
He can probably interfere in SummerSlam.
He just has to show up. No. He don't have to do nothing. That he doesn't have to do anything. All he has to do is stand on one at the ramp. Roman just has to stand in the ring with the title, with the Samoan thing, and he'll just look at him and be like,
yeah, that's
all he has to do. Sunday. That's all he has to do.
That can very well be Sunday.
And also on the big screen, I know they've already designed the logo for WrestleMania Los Angeles. Mm-hmm. How killer would it be if that came up on the screen and then they both point to that?
Ooh.
What a close.
Done.
Yeah, I finally make a good point on my own.
Yes. Honestly,
that would be great.
That would be, and he'd be like, Roman hold the because like
pyro and everything's going off, and he's just holding the championship with the bracelet around his neck.
It'd be a new championship celebration, right? Like they did, like it'll be the title would be there, and they will unveil the new title, the unification title, and he'll hold that one title up, and then it'd be like, you hear the Rock's music come out, and you just like, oh shit! He doesn't get in the ring. He just points.
Yeah,
and that's it.
But I don't think the title needs to be a part of it, because then what are you going to do? Spoil the next 12 months of pay-per-views?
Oh, no, I'm not saying title. I'm just saying Roman has a new title, right? And he's just holding the title, right? And then the Rock don't need the title. He just
they can unveil a new championship on Monday if they want.
I think that's probably what they'll do.
Yeah, but
it'll be a championship coronation.
Yeah,
they're still in Dallas, right?
Yeah. Because they're doing Dallas, and I think they're in Texas for like that entire time. I think because basketball still's going on, so I think they're doing Dallas. I think their next is San Antonio or Houston. So,
all right, so that crowd's going to be hot.
Yeah,
I think they're going to have a bunch of comebacks. I think you're going to see Braun Breaker make a more significant debut appearance on Monday.
Oh, that's why you changed your name to Brad Breaker.
Right.
Yeah, we're definitely getting Braun Breaker. We're getting
Bailey's back.
There's no NXT WrestleMania, right?
Stand and Deliver.
Oh, Stand and Deliver actually is okay.
Yeah, it's Saturday right before WrestleMania.
Yeah, the reason
Saturday
why
before WrestleMania is yesterday.
No, Saturday right before WrestleMania.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah, same day.
Oh,
wait, what?
Jesus. It started 3?
What time does that start?
I think it's gonna start at noon.
Oh
That's
my god!
dumb.
Wrestling matinee? What is this?
Hold up. I gotta stand and deliver? Like,
Yeah, stand and deliver.
Well, that was one other thing I wanted to throw out there. Ziggler holding that title. That's good for him. He's going to put over a bunch of talent. But do you think they leverage that into him saying, I should have been on this card
yo,
and
it's
showing up at
actually,
WrestleMania?
yeah, he's right. It's April 2nd. That's fucking weird.
I told you.
Why would they do that?
I don't
I
know.
mean, well, here's the thing. If they do that, I mean, I don't think that they would with Braun Breaker. He could debut on Monday Night Raw, but I think he's taking the title off of Dolph Ziggler.
Mm.
There's no reason for him to hold it.
So it's only 6 matches.
Oh, God, Cedric.
Stupid.
I got to laugh, though.
Yeah.
Also, don't forget Cody. It's all but confirmed now that he's going to make an appearance. Is he going to fight
Cody
Rollins?
for sure.
Oh, Rollins fighting. Yeah, that's happening. Yo, Peanut. What's going on?
Yeah.
I think he's going to fight Cody. Yeah, I think that's gonna happen. That's definitely happening.
Yeah, that's night 2.
Mm-hmm. And is there any other matches? Are there any other matches?
I can't think of anything unless they announce them tomorrow.
I hope not. Cody's gonna lose me if he. I don't know. I don't know.
I don't know either.
Cody's for sure. If he's not popping up on Saturday, Sunday, he's popping up Monday because
It'll be the biggest pop.
well, they also there was like a whole Twitter thing or something like that where they told Seth Rollins to make sure that he's available on Monday.
I'm questioning is like, they're gonna probably be hiding him like they hid the Hardys. Because that
no doubt he's going to get a separate
that
plane.
was-
He's getting a hooded sweatshirt.
And from what I read, they want everything AEW about him. So he's gonna be full nightmared out.
So he's gonna come out with under from beneath with the smoke and everything.
He's gonna be full nightmared out. He's gonna have the jacket, the gear, all that. They want the American Nightmare Cody Rhodes.
I know
that's what they want.
My question is this: if they want that the AEW Cody Rhodes, they want him to be the way he is? I'm just like, is that just for them to just say we're burying AEW?
No,
they said he came back. He came home.
It's a good gimmick.
Yeah, I don't mind that, except that that's not sustainable. By summer, Cody's in the mid card again, and he's going to have the exact same complaints. Now, I get that the AEW is turning out to be very different than what him and the Bucks thought it was going to be.
Or their friendship.
Well, their friendship, and the fact that they were running it like as a community of guys, but it was always about pro wrestling. What's he going to do? Come out and say sports entertainment has more than one royal family?
Well, that's what that's what Jericho's doing now. Jericho's like, oh, you guys are saying pro wrestling? Nah, this is sports entertainment, bro.
And I like that. He's taking a shot. Don't make no mistake. Jericho is going to go back and have one more WrestleMania moment before he retires.
Yeah. Well, he has the best relationship with Vince, right?
I think Cody doesn't have a bad relationship other than when the trademark thing for his name was happening. But he was so adamant that we were going to build something different. If you really watch Dynamite now, it's not. It's a little more wrestling focused. It's a little less backstage talking, but it's just as gimmicky. This is what the business is.
Even Jeff said in an interview, he was like, "Yo, they have no writers. They just go. They have like this community thing where they just talk to each other about what they feel they should do on this week's episode." And so it's a change of pace for him because he's used to writers just telling him, "This is what you're gonna do. This is what you're gonna say. Have fun."
But you don't think AEW is going to go that way, though? There's going to be that one guy on live television who drops an F-bomb. There's going to be that one guy on live television who says something stupid that damages a storyline.
And it's Eddie Kingston. We already have him.
Might be Eddie
Kingston is always.
It's Eddie Kingston. I mean, listen, we have that guy. His name is Eddie Kingston. He just.
Well, then wait for him to make that big screw up that TNT can't look past. And if it starts costing them money, you watch how quickly they get writers.
I don't know. Yeah. I don't know if he's gonna make that big mistake to cost them money, but I do know for one thing he's he's unfiltered when it comes to what he wants to say. But so is John Moxley, right?
All right, hang on. I want to say, Markel, let's get lunch because I have agreed with everything this man has said in the chat. He says, I would prefer if Cody went and became the Vince McMahon of Ring of Honor. That would be the biggest swerve in wrestling and would make me the biggest Cody Rhodes mark in the history of wrestling.
Yeah.
Fantastic storyline. It's a shame it probably won't happen.
Yeah, I think it would have been best.
Him running Ring of Honor in some capacity, whether it's developmental or they just leave it the way it is, would be perfect. But we all know that's not going to happen.
No, I think William Regal's going to probably run it.
There's money. There's too much money involved.
Because William Regal, I think what Tony Khan and a lot of those guys know who they all know who William Regal is, but I think they looked at how he ran NXT, right? And I'm not just talking about when the camera's on. I'm talking about behind the scenes, right? And you have a lot of people that can vouch for that. And
but I don't think they need him to do that same thing. I actually think CM Punk should run it.
I think what they're going to be honest, I think they're doing is I think that they're trying to take the championships and just absorb them into the company.
Yeah,
and that's what it looks like because they've changed the card for that last Ring of Honor thing that they were supposed to do that was canceled and put back on and canceled again. Now it's back on, but with AEW stars. I think we're gonna get the titles being brought over.
How would it be, right? That we get the one person that we never we probably may expect to run Ring of Honor. Samoa Joe. He ain't there no more. He's not in WWE no more.
I still think he thinks he has an in-ring career.
He still has an in-ring career. He does.
Yeah. He does.
But I think CM Punk would make a perfect sense because he can still go. But let's be real. We're enjoying the nostalgia trip. He doesn't look that great in the ring. I think having him be the figurehead of Ring of Honor would put him back in his roots and everything, and he can still be the guy that mixes it up occasionally.
Have you seen heels?
Let me ask you this question. Let me ask you this question. Would you, if people, the way WWE goes about their business and they let people go and stuff like that, do you feel that if they start letting people go, they don't go to AEW, right? They go to Ring of Honor instead?
Depends who it is.
Yeah.
Well,
but essentially, if you're in Ring of Honor, you can go to AEW, kind of like
that's what it is. It's like if you're going WWE, you're not essentially going to be on Raw, SmackDown. You're going to be on NXT. It can be like that. Like, okay, yeah, we're interested in you for AEW, but we'll probably put you on Ring of Honor for now.
Right.
I just don't want it to be just developmental.
Yeah, me too.
Because that's what they did to NXT 2.0. NXT under Triple H was a third brand. It was still developmental, but it wasn't. Like there were guys there like Ciampa. They didn't under Triple H's leadership. They didn't necessarily feel the need to leave. I don't know if Ring of Honor has the name value to be a third brand. But it's going to be developed. I just hope it's something different than AEW. Don't make it just another AEW show.
And that's why I think William Regal will be the main, will be that person to do that, right? To kind of alter it a little bit, right? Because he's in AEW now, but he's also knows what made NXT great. And I think William Regal is smart enough and been around long enough, knows how to bring it all together. And I think that's the one thing I see with William Regal, because not for nothing, the man is amazing. He knows how to bring the best out in these wrestlers, and that's
which is why they got him in this storyline right now, which is amazing.
And this is why I'm convinced that Ring of Honor might be run by him, right? And I mean, maybe not camera wise, but in the back. And I think because he knows how to just make these wrestlers bring the best out in themselves, right? Like not so much NXT, right? But NXT show wise, I guess, you know what I mean? Like to the scale of that, right?
Whereas he was just there though, but
he was more than just there.
he was
he was part of the back.
yeah, but towards the ending, it was he was just there because everything just became
Oh yeah, I'm
him.
not talking about the ending, dude. I'm talking about the product itself. I'm talking about not the ending. I'm talking about the product itself of
Yeah,
NXT. I'm not talking about anything else.
I would go
I'm
with
talking
Brad.
about how the product worked. Him, Triple H, Shawn Michaels, Road Dogg, they all kind of built NXT to what it prominent was, right? So with William Regal having that knowledge and having that background, everybody loves and respects William Regal. I believe that he's going to be the one to really change Ring of Honor and make it better, even to the point where it TV ratings, right? Let's say TV ratings, it might just start competing with NXT 2.0, which nobody watches anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Honestly, it's all speculation. Who knows?
yeah, we don't know what's gonna happen with Ring of Honor, but I would definitely agree with Brad on that. I would want to see someone who so on heels. If, I don't know if you guys seen it.
Is that the John Cena narrating thing? It was
No.
called Evil. Oh,
No, this is the Stephen Amell show, right? Or
Yes.
Robbie Amell? I forget which one.
Stephen Amell.
Yeah.
Arrow.
Right, 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 right.
Stephen Amell. Okay, gotcha. Yeah.
So basically, he is running the wrestling company in his hometown.
He's Canadian,
He's
Canada, right?
responsible for what happened.
He's Canadian, right? So he's
Yes.
running in Canada.
So he's well. It this thing is like based out in Georgia. So
Oh, okay, that's different.
yeah. So basically, it's like down south wrestling. You know, there's like other competitions, stuff like that. They talk about the big company up north.
So the big company known for WWE, right?
Yeah.
So in Georgia, it was WCW. I know that.
No,
Yeah.
I think he's doing territories.
No,
It's
it's like territory. So it's like a smaller thing.
Okay.
Yeah. So he's like they do house shows like every week or every other weekend, shit like that. And like they go through like all the stuff like training, going through bumps, creating storylines. He is the champion of his promotion, but he also does everything else for the promotion as well.
Like Cody Rhodes.
So that would make sense. I can see Cody or CM Punk being in that role where they're putting themselves, you know, on the line. They're fighting. They're still doing it, but they are the ones who are also setting up cards and organizing everything.
What network is this on?
Stars.
It's on Stars. Okay.
Yeah,
I could
one
watch it
season so far, and it was really good. Like just the back and forth with.
Ain't his brother in there too? Like his brother's in that show too. Right?
No.
No. Okay. No, his brother. No, okay. I thought his brother was in that shit.
No, but the story is that his brother, the person who plays his brother, is just, you know, he's like the Shawn Michaels of the company, but he wants to, you know, shine and he wants the belt, but his brother doesn't want to put the belt on him. So he's showing him that, you know, you can't be face all the time. You got to be a heel. And that's when I can probably put the belt on you. But if not, I'm keeping the belt because you're a bitch. So then they showed like his brother, like, you know, trying to leave the company for another company, you know, things like that. Like they show like poaching, you know, like people from other companies coming over, you know.
Well, Steven was good. Steven was good friends with Cody Rhodes when he was Stardust.
Yes, he was.
And then he showed up on AEW television early on too. So I got to wonder if this whole thing is just a Cody Rhodes narrative.
Maybe
pretty much.
And the wrestling is not half bad.
I'll check it out. You know, I thought it was.
And CM Punk is on one of the episodes too.
Oh, wow. Was he really?
Yeah. He plays like an old, you know, a guy who like just go. He plays like a Mick Foley. He goes out there, he gets the pop. He freaking gets trashed every time he goes out there, but he does it for the money and the love of the sport.
I'm in with this. I thought it was on Cinemax, and I am not allowed to have that channel because I'm married. But
you're not allowed to watch Skinemax.
That's right. That's right. Well,
but even Skinemax, listen, Skinemax ain't what Skinemax was nowadays. Back in the day, yeah, you ain't allowed to have that. But now you can watch it. There ain't shit on there.
Well, I mean, all I need is an internet connection in a private room. All right. I gotta ask you guys. WrestleMania's always got surprises.
Right.
Yeah, Cody Rhodes could be one of them, but it's hardly a surprise this day and age. Do you think while they're showing, they're expecting us to be focused on Cody, there's another surprise waiting in the wings? Like it's like subterfuge, right? You're watching one thing and the sleight of hand, there could be another surprise on the other side. Do you guys think that Vince has got something special coming up, or is this going to be straight up WrestleMania?
I don't know. To be honest, I don't know.
You know what it is? I feel like they understand how terrible things have been in the eyes of uh the people who are giving them their money, their bread and butter right now. So we might see a change going forward. Um I'm always skeptical about WrestleMania, and the past couple WrestleManias have been like, especially like COVID WrestleMania, but
Oof, God.
I
Yeah.
think we might have something here, hopefully. If we don't, then I mean, at this point, it's just why watch WWE anymore. But
When you put it like that,
yeah, it's a lot. Like I'm only invested technically right now. I'm only invested in one storyline.
which is Romans.
That's the only one.
I'm invested in a couple of them. Like I'm invested in Charlotte and Ronda's. I'm invested in
Seen it
Bianca.
already.
I'm invested. Like I understand we've seen it already.
I mean, even Brock versus Roman, we've seen already, but we have Roman who has been undefeated for almost 2 years now.
Yeah. And it will be
and you've got Brock Lesnar speaking for himself.
Yes.
Enzo, you stupid. He's an Enzo.
That's for Raw after WrestleMania. Enzo comes back out.
Muscled Enzo. So just a segue a little bit. I just want to talk about a couple things. Very sad news. Well, very proud moment, very sad news. So Shad Gaspar, he's being nominated. He's winning the Warrior Award, which he should have fucking just like him winning.
For the Warrior Award makes sense.
Yeah, I mean he
Hall of Fame not yet, but
yeah, because I think he would be introduced with his tag team partner, right? But I'm glad
they definitely would. In they're not going to induct him. They would definitely induct Crime Time.
Yeah, I think he did well deserved it. He pretty much sacrificed himself to save his son. So yeah, very very like bittersweet, but definitely like proud moment to actually get him to get the Warrior Award. And then there's more sad news. Triple H retiring officially. And just watching that interview with Stephen A. Smith put me in tears. Because just to see him like crying, like
he wasn't mentally done yet.
No. He was holding it together. He was just like, kind of like Brad was doing when he was nosebleeding. He was like,
That's it. I gotta retire. By the way, that was from a cold. I don't want anybody thinking I've got some kind of drug problem up here. I'm good.
What's that white powder on your chin?
I was gonna say, with a nose like this, you don't get invited to many cocaine parties. That's just the way it is. No, I'm good. But honestly, I'm with you. I think Triple H. What bothers me is that we knew that this was a serious heart issue. Why did his father-in-law feel the need to publicly take away all of the things that he built in NXT while he was, in bed recovering?
Yeah,
he was convalescent, for God's sake.
Like giving him a second heart attack. Like, why are you doing this to me? Oh, fuck.
Basically,
he's literally watching everything that he's built go down the drain,
or go across town. Adam Cole 3 months ago was let go, and last month or 2 weeks ago, whatever it was
no, he left on his own accord.
All right, but again, it was because
he would have stood though. If Triple H was still there and everything was still the way it was, he would have definitely stayed.
Adam Cole is now headlining AEW's pay-per-views. You know what I mean? I think he's watched everything he's built ripped out from under him, and I think Regal was the final straw. Putting Regal in that role was
Ciampa was NXT too. Ciampa was NXT all the way. Now he's getting the main roster push.
Yeah,
finally,
Regal was the last like stronghold. Here, I just want to play a little bit of the. I'm gonna play a little bit of the his
The interview?
Oh, wait, hold up. Let me stop it.
Because I haven't heard it yet.
Yeah, here you go.
Yeah, I haven't gotten a chance to hear it yet.
Well, here you go. Let me play it. Share screen, please.
Always is for me, but never wavered in it. And we have three young girls, 15, 13, 11. Suddenly I come home, I'm a little bit sick, and their dad, who's, strong always, suddenly is in the hospital. And I don't know if they understood the consequences of it, but, there's moments in there where when they're putting you out for stuff and you think, is this it? Do you wake up for this? That's tough to swallow, and makes you think differently, I'm sure, as you've come out of your COVID scare, makes you think differently about life. Doesn't make you any less driven for the things that you do, but it certainly makes you appreciate the things that you have more, your friends, your family.
God damn.
Yeah, COVID.
Give me a minute. I'm sorry. I can't. Oh shit.
COVID is a motherfucker. I had it. It does. Even if you're the most athletic person in the world, it takes you all the way out.
My entire house had it, and everybody had it differently. And it's just amazing how you could get the most athletic guy in the world, and he gets taken out for months, and he's got long COVID effects, where other people didn't have anything.
It's insane. Like I literally can't walk 5 minutes without losing my breath now.
Wow, really?
Yeah, it's really bad. Like it takes out your lungs. It takes out almost anything that it can.
Do you think that's what led to his heart problem? Because I thought it was genetic.
It's a possibility because
no, it wasn't. I don't think it's.
I had a lot of like. Well, I mean, it's also due to like the all the stuff that he's done over the years. You know what I'm saying? But again, that like literally like COVID just really goes after anything that it can attach itself to.
Yeah,
and
well,
it mainly does it to the lungs. And he was diagnosed with a pneumonia. They never said COVID or anything. Whenever they were talking about his illness, pneumonia, double pneumonia.
That's because when you take steroids, long, I don't know when he stopped. Right. So I don't know when he stopped, but I'm pretty sure he stopped a while back. But the long-term effect of steroids is you get in those, like if you look at a lot of these wrestlers who have died, right? Most of these wrestlers have died from steroids or steroid use, right? And the long-term effect has, had heart problems.
Your heart's what? A muscle.
Right.
What happens when you take steroids? Your muscles grow.
Oh, yeah.
An enlarged heart. But he's lucky he got pneumonia though, Triple H, because that's when they found the fluid around his heart, which would have gone undetected. He was in complete heart failure by the time he got to the hospital.
Yeah.
So if he didn't get detected for that pneumonia, we might not be having this conversation. We'd be doing a memorial episode.
Another one.
Yeah.
Like how bad would it have been? Like not only Scott Hall passes away, but Triple H too.
I mean,
Kevin Nash would have been Kevin Nash, Shawn Mike. They all would have been like just done. They would have been like done with life. They're like, nah, fuck this.
But what does Triple H do at this point? Is he even employed there now, or is it just living through his wife? He might show up on TV eventually. I don't know.
Surprisingly, I read up on Stephanie. Right, Stephanie has become the new brand ambassador of the FaZe clan. So she's doing stuff outside of WWE now too.
Well,
that I don't know if you know.
Always is for me, but
I don't know if you know anything about. I don't know if you know anything about the FaZe clan or anything like that. They're pretty much they they're esports and they do multiple things. They have to handle a little bit of everything, actually. So, but she became one of their, I believe, ambassadors or chief ambassador or something like that. Yeah, here it is. To be proud to be a member of the FaZe Clan board of directors, alongside some of the best leaders in entertainment, media, and Web3 landscape. So they have their hand in everything. So she's already part of their board of directors, right?
But that could just be a title.
Snoop Dogg too. Snoop Dogg just became board of
Yeah,
directors
2000.
for
Yeah,
FaZe Clan.
It's smart of them to branch out. I think it's pretty obvious. Vince will be in Gorilla until he dies. He's not leaving that position.
Yeah.
So
yeah, pretty much she's branching out, and I like the fact that she's branching out because I think she is kind of following the footsteps of what Shane did back in the day.
yeah.
Is like
Tony Khan is following his Shane's moves.
I think
and even when he name dropped him on
yes,
on
he did. Yep.
I cried. I was like, no way did he say that.
Yes, he did. And I think
says, and guess what? Who just made an acquisition? No, it wasn't Shane.
Just the jabs at WWE.
Well, they got to stop though. But that's another episode. I'm tired of them continuing to reference it because they were always punching up. You want to be your own thing, be your own thing.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it was weird when AEW was starting out, right? They weren't punching up. WWE was punching down
against NXT, not against WWE.
Oh, WWE. Oh.
They weren't punching down on WWE.
Triple H was like, Triple H said it to Billy Gunn. He was just like, "Oh, you're gonna go to that pissant." I was like, "Oof." And then who said something? Sami Zayn said something too, and about AEW, right? So they referenced AEW when AEW wasn't even referencing them at all.
Well, they did with
they didn't have what they have now.
No, they didn't.
MJF, they went back and forth. They'd said, you're such a hit that you're getting name dropped on other shows.
Mm-hmm.
They went back and forth. But I think at this point, AEW, you've got all your guys now. Now tell me a story worth watching.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then that's it. And WWE, learn how to do it. You guys have done it in the past. Do it again starting this Sunday. My word, I know you always like to end the show with like a word. I have to duck out. So I don't know if you're ending or not. But my word is hopeful.
Hopeful. We shall see. It's going to be a lot of wrestling to ingest over the next few days.
I mean, I'm skipping Friday. Sorry, I just can't.
Well, you haven't watched SmackDown in a minute, so I mean, I don't expect.
Well, but I mean, leading into a big event, I might. But knowing that it's going to be 4 consecutive days of wrestling and Fallout,
10 to 5 if you count Thursday.
God damn it! Why do you do
this?
Thursday?
Yeah, there's always. Never mind. Go ahead.
What's Thursday?
Hall of Fame.
No, Hall of Fame is Friday.
Oh shit!
Is it? I thought it was Thursday.
Oh. No, it's before SmackDown.
Okay, I've had enough. I'm gonna go do a podcast about baseball or something. I can't do this
anymore. How many days is that?
162 consecutive games.
All right. Well,
yeah, I gotta go watch the game later. Actually.
Oh wow.
St. Peter's.
That's true. That's true.
Well, anybody watch AEW real quick? The last 2 shows. Anybody watch Wednesday or Friday?
No,
I've been a little. Like I said, I've been out of town, so
super preoccupied.
Well, it's WrestleMania, so AEW is gonna take a back seat. So, the next thing we have is what's next pay per view? Double or Nothing? No, we did Double.
Nope, Double or Nothing is AEW's next pay per view.
Okay, Double or Nothing. So I think they're gonna start building towards that after on Wednesday. So we'll see what happens.
I think they're gonna have a strong show on Wednesday.
Yeah,
I think they're gonna go up again, knowing that people.
Oh, they gotta have a strong show on Wednesday.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, like because this week is WrestleMania. Like like they have to WWE has to blow it out. Like
we also got Gable Stevenson debuting.
Yeah, he said something about that, but he deleted his tweet about it.
Yeah,
He's not ready. He's not ready yet.
he was supposed to be WrestleMania. He might be
Didn't he just
WrestleMania.
win a champion? Didn't he just recently win a championship, like a gold?
He won the NCAA. Was it the NAAC? Was it the NCAA wrestling
Yeah,
championship
he was saying that the
back to
national
back,
heavyweight champion.
and he retired. He was like, "Oh, I won. I retire."
Yeah, okay, yeah, he's hot as fuck. But anyway,
So he just won that championship a couple days ago. He's a gold medalist of this year, and now he's gonna debut on Monday Night Raw.
Well, he's strike while the iron's hot, right?
And he's getting trained by Brock Lesnar. I'm done. Okay, so he's getting he's getting personally trained by Brock Lesnar. He was getting trained by Brock Lesnar beforehand, but now he's really getting personally trained by Brock Lesnar.
The reports I hear on Brock Lesnar backstage is crazy to me because I thought he would have been a douchebag. And everyone's like, "Yo, we love Brock Lesnar in the back."
Apparently, he said it on live television. He's like, "You want to upset this bipolar beast?" I was like, "Damn, Brock Lesnar's bipolar." I was like, "What?" I was like, "He's being really honest about himself recently." Like,
he's gotten good on the mic. I love that he doesn't need Heyman right now. I am loving this rendition of Brock Lesnar.
He is a character from a video game, but anyway,
he's back, and we got something different now. So I'm looking forward to that.
I'm gonna leave it on this. If anybody wants to be nice enough to buy me WWE 2K22 for the PS5 or Xbox Series X, please let me know. You don't get me one?
No, I'm gonna tell you not to. I've got it, and I've downloaded the AEW mods that you can get through Patreon, and they've done a great job of making really good looking wrestlers, but it's still glitchy as fuck. I recommend you hold off until that thing gets patched and puts on sale. Sorry, dude. It's a lot better than what it was, but when you're starting at zero, that's not hard to do.
So, what is it better than WWE 2K19?
What isn't? What is it? I had a hangnail that was better than WWE 2K19. No, 222 is the best one they've done yet. That doesn't make it a good game, and definitely not for the $70 they're asking for it. They patch the hell out of that thing, and they get rid of the glitches, and they start making it easier to tag in and tag out. I'll get back to you.
Okay.
But when's your birthday, Roundhouse?
Next January.
Let's say mine too, so we can buy it for each other.
There you go.
All right. I gotta go, but it's been a pleasure.
We're signing off anyway. So thanks everybody showing up. We'll be back here. We'll do Monday.
No,
Maybe
Tuesday.
Tuesday.
Going to Tuesday? Okay, let's do Tuesday. We're gonna have we should have a whole roster here on Tuesday. Get everybody to talk about WrestleMania, Night 1, Night 2, and Raw. Because I'm pretty sure
SmackDown and Stand and Deliver.
Anyway, we'll see you Tuesday. See you guys. Thanks for joining here. Amerikuru. Amerikuru, I know you like wrestling. We're gonna get you on here too. Have a conversation. You're gonna be our guest, all right? Cedric, thank you for being here. Amerikuru, Peanut, thank you guys for being here and viewing us. Don't forget to follow us on Official True Story Bro on our Twitter. Don't forget to follow us on our YouTube. That's True Story Bro on YouTube. And don't forget to follow us on Twitch. Is Official True Story Bro. Twitch.tv Official True Story Bro. So see you later. Bye. And if you want to hit me up, twitch.tv here Roundhouse. See you guys later. Bye. See you Tuesday. Happy WrestleMania week. Bye.